Severe weather warnings.
Don't think that your school is going to keep your kids safe.
A Miami Valley teacher had sex with that father's son.
It's disgusting.
Tonight, in his first television interview, he speaks exclusively with the I-Team. As our News Center 7 investigation follows the social media connection to teachers' sexual misconduct.
And it just happened again this month. An area teacher sentenced for having sex with a student. Madeline Arnett pleaded guilty to sexual battery. Part of this case involved the former Franklin High School teacher sexting with her student. She's been sentenced to 4 years for her crime and has lost her teaching license forever.
But when the I-Team dug deeper into those license numbers, I discovered current state rules make it hard to know if teachers' sexual misconduct is increasing.
And our investigation found social media has blurred the lines of contact between teachers and students.
And leaders in the profession say loose guidelines are why the rules need to change.
Baby's kid, 14 years old.
Inside a Miamisburg middle school classroom, this man's 14-year-old son became his teacher's victim.
Couldn't believe that would ever happen in the classroom.
During his first interview, the teen's father told the I-Team how that one act has forever changed his son's life.
You know, he's had to put up with bullying from other students. You know, people make comments, all kinds of disparaging comments.
During that teacher, Jessica Langford's trial, at first she tried to show she was the victim. In just days, she'll be released from serving her 1-year sentence in Marysville. Her jury agreed the evidence showed how she was guilty of abusing her power when she had sex with the 14-year-old in her classroom on the last day of school.
I don't see how anyone could ever do something like that, an adult. I mean, there's 17 years difference at the time of the offense.
And Langford, state numbers, News Center 7 and Dayton Daily News reporting show, is just one of dozens of teachers caught having sexual contact with students.
It's disheartening, it's sickening.
David Romick is the head of Dayton's Teachers Union.
I don't think it happens frequently, but when it happens, it's bad.
In 2017 alone, the Ohio Department of Education says there were 39 teachers with criminal sexual offenses. Another 863 teachers were found to have engaged in what it calls conduct unbecoming. But under current teacher rules, the I-Team discovered it's not clear how many of those hundreds of cases, if any, involved sexual misconduct.
I suspect many of the problems that we have today have been going on for a long time. It's just that social media magnify how often it happens.
The University of Dayton's Dr. Charlie Russo has authored papers and lectured aspiring teachers on appropriate social media use.
I think with social media now, as it permeates everything we do, teachers have lost the line between what's personal and what's professional.
Here in the Miami Valley and southwestern Ohio, at least 10 teachers have been convicted of sex-related charges involving students since 2013. 6 have gone to jail, and 3 are still in prison. Langford, former Franklin High School teacher Madeline Arnett, and former Fort Recovery teacher Christopher Summers. Summers had a more than 2-year sexual relationship with a high school student that included thousands of calls and text messages, some of which threatened his victim.
And started having contact through Snapchat.
The father of Langford's victim says she also used social media to communicate with his son.
She also texted him from another student's phone.
Nowadays, everybody has a cell phone, and many of these cases begin with texting and other forms of social media. Stricter guidelines are now being developed on how teachers should use social media to interact with students.
Technology is a part in the current one.
As the head of the Teachers Union, Romick says those guidelines will come in a revised version of the Ohio Educators Code of Conduct, which the I-Team has learned should be finalized very soon.
If we can make sure our teachers know how to do that and have clear guidelines around that, we're all going to be better off.
At her sentencing, Jessica Langford eventually admitted her crime and apologized to her victim.
I am completely responsible for my actions and should have never abused my power as a teacher.
Like the others convicted, she can never teach again and must register as a sex offender.
He's gone to counseling. We've talked about it. It's made us closer.
But her victim's father says what cannot be forgotten is the heavy price his son is paying.
Within the community, he has lost friends, very isolated.
which is why this dad is so proud of how his son is now moving forward. Forever proud that his son reported his abuse at the hands of a teacher documents show had a history of concerning behavior long before the 14-year-old became a victim.
You don't want it to happen to someone else or their child. You don't. You know, and that was the biggest reason why my son reported it.
Miamisburg School Superintendent David Vail would not answer the victim's family's charge. His district mishandled their son's case, but the superintendent tells me their webpage now includes a teacher sexual contact reporting link. Meantime, a national monitoring organization tells me teacher sex crime arrests have steadily increased since the year 2014 to nearly 700 arrests last year. Part of their conclusion, technology is allowing predatory teachers to gain 24/7 access to their targets. The I-Team will keep you updated on when the state's teacher guidelines are changed. And live right now online and on the News Center 7 mobile app, you'll find extended coverage with 5 Miami Valley teacher sexual misconduct cases.